With me now, conservative columnist and author Ann Coulter. So, Ann, what do you think?
Well, it was a dumb thing to say, but he knows it's a dumb thing to say. He took it back right away by saying, no, anyone captured, any POW, of course, is an American hero. I mean, he's under relentless attack. And this is the first mistake he's made. I'm actually surprised he isn't making one a day the way Hillary is. I wouldn't say it's as big a mistake as lying about opposing amnesty, getting to Washington and spending 3 years pushing it as Marco Rubio does. And it's not as big a mistake as Jeb Bush made, governor of Florida. He gave driver's licenses to 13 of the 19 hijackers on 9/11. Those are big consequential mistakes.
But you know, Ann, why is it that when Donald says something, everyone freaks out? Is it because he's at the top of the heap, or is it because it's payback? So, for example, let me pull up this on Rick Perry. What did Rick Perry say about Donald? His attack on veterans makes him unfit to be commander-in-chief of the U.S. Armed Forces, and he should immediately withdraw from the race for president. You know, I mean, it's like they're all jumping on him because he's number one, or why do you think?
Well, both because he's number one and because he's raising immigration as an issue, which all of the rest of them are cowardly running from. I mean, this is a businessman who's never run for office. He's a reality TV star, and he shoots to the top of the ratings by finally talking about immigration the way voters have been begging some Republican or even a Democrat to talk about immigration. But yes, Trump's insults of not just his opponents, but everyone, draw a lot of attention because they're usually pretty hilarious. My friend Mickey Kaus has started the Donald Trump insult generation machine, where you can insert your own words for how he would insult someone. I mean, he is funny and blunt, and usually his insults are both funny and hit home. This time it misfired.
What do you think of the fact that the Huffington Post said, we're not going to cover Donald Trump anymore? I mean, did anybody say in the primaries that they weren't going to cover Al Sharpton because maybe he's a race baiter?
No, it's more ridiculous than that. They're making a big principled announcement. They're covering Donald Trump in the entertainment pages
but not
of
the
Huffington Post. Yeah, are they going to keep doing that when he becomes president?
Well, you know, is this the moment his competitors have been waiting for?
Yes, but I think it looks silly. I mean, could we have a little more denunciation of the government policy that brings in legal immigrants that led to the death of the murder of 5 Marines this week, that lets in illegal immigrants, that led to the murder of Katie Steinle last week? Can we hear a little bit more about that and a little fewer attacks on Donald Trump for misspeaking in a moment of anger?
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, there was really a lot of reaction to what he said about John McCain, and then the hits started coming against Donald with respect to what service he may have given the country. I think we have some sound on that.
Why did you not serve in the Vietnam War?
Because I was going to college, had student deferments, and it's a long time ago, had student deferments, then ultimately had a medical deferment because of my feet. I had a bone spur.
But why did you not want to go serve then?
Well, I have to be honest, I was not a big fan. Excuse me. Yeah. I had many friends who went to Vietnam. I had many friends that didn't because of student deferments and other deferments. I was not a big fan of the Vietnam War. I wasn't a protester. But the Vietnam War was a disaster for our country. The Vietnam War, we got nothing. What did we get out of the Vietnam other than death?
Wow. He really answered that one. What do you think, Ann?
Well, I think anyone in that generation who didn't serve in Vietnam is never going to have a good answer. Oh, well, there are a lot of candidates that didn't serve in Vietnam. You're never going to have a good answer. You shouldn't talk about it. It came up because of this mistaken attack on John McCain, but I think the important thing is going forward. What are his policies now? That's what Republicans don't want to talk about.
And finally, Donald Trump has been tweeting about veterans, saying they've been treated as third-class citizens for many years. But he continues to say John McCain failed miserably to fix the situation and make it possible for veterans to manage their lives. He pushes back. No question about that.
Yes, no, people like that. And, I mean, McCain did flip-flop on the Bergdahl deal. We also had Luis Gutierrez this week referring to Kate Steinle's murder as, I quote, a little thing. A little thing like this happens. I mean, I consider those mistakes. I consider pushing amnesty for 3 years or giving driver's licenses to the 9/11 hijackers rather more important mistakes. And they aren't just, you know, momentary lapses said in anger, as this one is. The attention this is getting just shows how Donald Trump is totally shaking up the field by talking about immigration, something that has been banned by both the Democrats and the Republicans and most of the media for 20 years.
John McCain, and a lot of pushback from that. Anyway, Ann Coulter, thank you so much.